So when we stream, we constantly get asked how I have such a large relic count. As relics are what I consider my version of endgame, it isn't a surprise that I have such a large total. However, for most people, obtaining large numbers of relics is not something they want to focus on. With people constantly asking what's the best way to farm certain relics, whether the farm they might be attempting is efficient or not, or just asking me how much time I spend farming or where I obtain my relics, I felt like it was a good idea to create a video and guide on the best places to farm relics, where I farm my relics, as well as any extra things I do for obtaining more relics, as all of these are linked in some form, as you are generally wanting relics for one of three reasons: plat, ducats, or needing a specific part. So I guess we should get into discussing where to farm these relics and what is the best place to get into it. Let's go in order, I suppose, starting off with lith relics. Lith relics are typically the easiest relics to obtain in the game, being the lowest in rarity and still having a high drop chance in very low level missions, meaning newbies will slowly obtain a large collection through natural progression and play as they move through the game. Also means vets will end up normally with really large collections of these relics. However, if you're needing to farm lith relics quickly, the best place to go is Hepit in the Void. This location has a 100% lith relic drop rate, meaning the only thing that will be slowing you down is your own speed in running the capture mission. Get in, capture the target, and get out. The faster you get, the better your relic income will be. Wukong, Titania, Gorse, Nova, and Volt are great picks for going a little faster to increase the efficiency, but you can do this farm with any frame at all. As an example for how fast this farm can be, I typically average 25 to 27 seconds from load in to extraction. That's 25 to 27 seconds per relic, and that means a really efficient farm. Now if you don't have access to this tile, which I'm sure some of the people watching right now don't have, don't worry, I have a backup for you. There is another great node called Spear, which is located on Mars. This one is obviously a lot slower, but has a massive lith relic drop chance as well. Spear is a low-level defense mission, with lith relics being a high drop chance at 5 to 10 waves. So if you can't access Hepit and you need some lith, get yourself some gear to kill quickly and get in there. For those further along in the game that want to try this, I typically run Equinox, but any nuke frame can increase efficiency for this tile. Before we keep going, if this guide or any other guides we have been putting out have helped you, consider subscribing. We have some more Warframe guides planned, as well as some variety content which will be explained in an upcoming video. Now what if you want Meso relics? Don't worry, we've got you covered there too. And it's actually insanely similar to the previous farm. Welcome to Akko in the Void. This one's a little bit different. Akko has a 100% relic drop chance, however 50% of the time it is Meso, and 50% of the time it is Neo, meaning if you are wanting one specific relic type, it can be rough. But if you don't mind which one you are getting and want to farm both, it is an extremely good place to go, and is exactly like Hepit, speed is all based on you. The only real change gameplay wise is that the capture target is a higher level, meaning that you need to do a little bit more damage to it before you are able to capture it. But as long as you can cap it relatively quickly, the speed should be exactly the same as Hepit, but this time offering some Meso and Neo. Just like Lith though, I feel like we should offer another place to farm Meso for those that might only want Meso. In this case, we want to go look at the node IO on Jupiter. This node is just like Spear, it's a defense node with an insanely high drop chance on relics. Just this time it is Meso instead of Lith. So if you're wanting only Meso, come here. The only thing again is that it is obviously slower, and bringing nuke frames can speed it up dramatically. Now we did just discuss Akko, so you all know the information about it, and you should have also picked up that this is obviously the best place to farm Neo relics as well, because it's the other 50% of the drops from this tile. If you are wanting more Neos than Meso, and you are getting tired of running Akko, we can show you a much more Neo prolific, but ultimately slightly less efficient node. That node would be Mithra in the Void. Surprisingly, in relic groups and circles, I don't hear this place being talked about all that much. Mithra has a 100% drop chance for Neo on rotation A and B, and then 100% Axi chance for rotation C. All this means is, for those who don't understand the rotation system, is that you'll get 3 Neos and then 1 Axi, and then repeat as you go up the rounds. Although a single round can take 4 minutes on interception, it can be a nice change and can be relaxing. I would typically suggest running this if you want to obtain some Axi at the same time. Speaking of Axi, as being the rarest type of relic in the game, that also means typically it is the most time consuming to farm. But it does not mean that we can't try to make it efficient. So let's go take a look at Apollo on Lua. Apollo is a disruption mission that has an insanely high drop chance for Axi relics. Now it isn't 100% due to the universal medallions which can also drop from this location, however you will find yourself getting axes way more than not. This farm is great as the only thing holding you back is how quickly you can kill and obtain the keys and then kill the targets. At a good pace you can expect an axie roughly every 2 minutes if you're running quickly. This tile is different than the other relic farms as having a team makes it a lot faster, but this also does not mean you cannot do it solo. I personally run this solo a lot of the time, and as obviously discussed before, you could also go to Mithra in the Void, as every 4th rotation there also gives you an Axie relic if you're looking for something different. Now since I wanted this video to be a full guide on how I obtain so many relics, it would be wrong of me not to mention trading. Outside of running for relics, I always make sure to use all my trades up every day. I actually start purchasing relics with any spare trades that I may have. Now obviously not everyone can do this, especially new players, but there is a way around it. I typically purchase relics at 6 plat for 6 relics, with Axie going up to 12 plat for 6 relics. This normally gets a few trades quite quickly, using the trades up and increasing that relic count. My suggestion for those that may not have the spare plat is to do this. Sell the gold parts you obtain from relic running that you don't need. These parts can go from anywhere from 6 to 40 plat, if an unvaulted part. That means 6 to 40 more relics that you can then get for trading. Obviously this part won't be something everyone will want to do, but if you are desperate, there are always people with too many relics who won't mind getting rid of some to make some plat. And that's how I obtain my relics. Now you are super big brain and will have a massive relic collection in no time. I hope that this guide has helped you. I plan on making a few more relic based guides soon, including a guide for opening relics for ducats and the fastest methods, talking about what mission types are the best and when you should be prioritizing fissures, as well as doing a video about the Vaulted Relic Burners Discord and how you can start making your way in this relic community. We also actively run relics on stream. A link should be on screen now and in the description. This is going to be all for today though. Thanks for watching and Robo out.